Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to do a little introductory video about kind of what to expect from my channel, a little bit about my background, and just sort of introduce myself to anybody that might watch any of my videos. So I have been interested in the environment and the outdoors from a very young age, including like preschool ages. People commented on my love of the outdoors, even from that time period. I'm not somebody who was raised in the outdoors. My parents are very city people. I've learned all these skills for myself just based on the fact that I have a big desire to be in nature, to be in contact with nature, and be building relationships with the environment around me. I know that can be a very politicized topic, and while I think some of the political arena of that is important, I also think that it just makes common sense that we take care of our home. We live here, so we should be taking care of it, we should be enjoying it, and we should be connecting with it. So that's kind of my background and kind of some of my desire to live in such a way that I have a smaller carbon footprint and have a better connection and understanding of the world around me. So I came to more of those connections and made some of my life choices based on books that I read at a very young age, including Silent Spring, things by Diane Fossey and Jane Goodall, and kind of grew from there. That includes trying to limit my use of the industrial food complex by growing my own food. What you're going to be seeing in my videos is me setting up a homestead on a new property that I have. I just bought this property last year as bare land, and I've been slowly working towards setting it up. I built my own tiny house, and I've been working on the landscaping, getting the land cleared for the tiny house to be on the property as well. And now I'm getting to move into gardening, and this will be my first spring gardening on this property. Previous to this property, I had an off-grid property that was a bit smaller where I built my first tiny home. That property was sold, and that's how I was able to get this property. So that's kind of my background. That first tiny house was built in 2016. So it's been nearly a decade that I've been living in a way that I feel is more authentic to the things that I really care about and value. So what you'll get here is, tips and tricks for doing what I've done. You'll be seeing stuff with my garden and homesteading. You're not going to be seeing a lot of fancy products here. That's not really, I'm not here to be an influencer. I'm kind of here to be somebody who shows you how to do it without having to have all the influencer stuff. I don't have a big budget for this project. I don't have a big budget for gardening. As you'll see through property tours and things like that, I use a lot of the natural products from the property. I'm really good at reusing. I'm very resourceful. And probably eventually I'll go through sort of what my first tiny house build was like. It was built using pretty much all reclaimed and recycled materials, so I'll go through that at some point. But the reason I'm starting a YouTube channel is not because I'm actually that interested in having a YouTube channel. It's mostly because people around me have said that I kind of like should have a YouTube channel. So I'm just going to try it out, see how it goes. There's a lot of things coming up on the property with it being my first planting season that I think will be I guess worth taping. So we'll see if that makes sense, and if I like it, then maybe I'll keep doing it. So anyway, yeah, I hope you'll follow along with me. One of the other things you're going to notice about me is I'm not religious. I know a lot of the homesteading channels are conservative, ultra religious. I'm definitely on the other side of the spectrum from that. So if you're not up for that, I don't think it'll really come into play. I'm not going to be talking about a bunch of religious stuff. And I know a lot of the homesteaders kind of come at things from a religious standpoint, and that's not what you're going to be getting at on this particular channel. There's a lot of really great religious homesteaders you can follow. I follow a lot of them. I really like their content. The preparedness that I'm interested in is to better the planet. It's not quite the same as where some of the religious people are coming from. So you're going to get a different perspective in that sense. So there's going to be a lot of differences, I think, that make my content not not like I'm not like 100% unique. I'm not the only person doing this or anything like that. But I just noticed there's a lot of homesteaders and gardening people that are very conservative, very religious, very into all of the kind of influencer, being sponsored and talking to you about these different products. And I'm not really going to come at it from that perspective. So if you're looking for something a bit different than that content, that's kind of what you're going to get here. If you're looking for that content, there's a ton of that. You can find it so many places, and there are some great people to follow who have a lot of skills in that realm. But this may not be the channel that will be most interesting for you. So what I have coming up is a property tour, a tiny house tour. I have filmed some content on building my raised bed and my shed. And I'm just going to keep kind of filming things that I think might interest people. If you have any questions or you have anything that you might want to see filmed, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm interested in everyone's point of view and, being open to what people might be interested in. So yeah, I'm happy you're here, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this YouTube journey goes.